Mga mates, welcome to Winnie Luna Nahial, Eduk channel on mathematics and other related topics. For this video, we have compound interest. And to all the subscribers of this channel, thank you very much for the continued support. And I hope that you will help us also disseminate our work to the learners and to all interested individuals. Now, for this topic, let's have first the following definition. Now, compound interest refers to the interest gained from the principal amount and the interest gained from the interest of the previous compounding period. Their total amount becomes the new capital for the next compounding period, and such process repeats until the end of that transaction. So that's what we call compound interest. Others also define this as interest gained from the capital and its interest. Then nominal rate refers to the declared interest rate per annum. Then interest rate per conversion period refers to the interest obtained after dividing the nominal rate by the number of conversion periods per annum. Okay, next, before we introduce the compound interest formula, let us recall some concept that we will be using in deriving the compound interest formula. First, we have this one, ax plus bx equals x times the quantity a plus b. This x, as you can see, is the common factor at the left side, ax plus bx. So x is a common factor at the left side. So you can write that one outside the quantity and it looks like this. So x times the sum of a plus b. Here we have also pi plus ri. You can see that this I is the common factor at the left side. So you can write that one I outside the quantity. So I times the quantity p plus r. Another thing to remember is this one, the the rules of exponents. As you can see, we have here x squared, x raised to the fourth power. We are going to multiply powers of the same bases. Now, in this case, if you are going to multiply powers of the same bases, you simply copy the base, which is x, then get the sum of the exponent. So 2 plus 4, that is 6. We have also a cubed times a raised to 7. So copy the common base, a, then get the sum of the exponents, 3 plus 7, that is 10. So these are important in the derivation of the compound interest formula. Okay, let us now get the compound interest formula. Now let P be the original principal, then S our final amount, then I the interest rate per conversion period. Then N, the total number of conversion periods for the entire term of the transaction. With a single conversion in a year, determine the total amount after the years. We have presented here a table with three headers. We have number of years or conversion, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to T. Then the total amount gained, this one. Then simplified form of total amount. Okay. Our goal is to get the total amount after the year. So for the first year, we simply have for the total amount P plus the plus interest times the capital. So capital plus interest times the capital. The simplified form is P times the quantity 1 plus I. This is the reason that we recall about common monomial factoring as well as the rules of exponents. Now, this P times 1 plus I becomes the capital in the second year. So you have P times the quantity 1 plus I of the capital, P times 1 plus I. And you can see that there's a common factor here, which is P times the quantity 1 plus I. Again, the other one, we have 1 plus I after we take here the common factor. What remained is 1 plus I. You can see that these two quantities have the same basis, because it is understood that it has a power. This one, a plus I, has a power of 1. This other 1 plus I has a power of 1. So 1 plus 1, that is 2. So the simplified form is P times the second power of 1 plus I. So this one, this P times the second power of 1 plus I, becomes the new capital in the third year. So you have P times 1 plus I raised to the second power, then added by its interest, no? I times P times the second power of 1 plus I. You can see here that we have a common factor, which is P times 1 plus I raised to the second power. So you have it here. And this is 1 plus I. After we take here the common factor P times 1 plus I raised to the second power. So again, we are going to multiply powers of the same basis here. Okay, so this has a power of 2, and again, this is understood to have a power of 1. So 2 plus 1, that is 3. So this P times the third power of 1 plus I becomes the capital in the fourth year. So the same process, this new capital, which is the total amount in the third year. This new capital in the fourth year is this one, then multiplied by I. So we have this common factor, P times the third power of 1 plus I. So you have it here. Then what remained here after this P times the third power of 1 plus I is taken. So you have 1 plus I. Again, we multiply powers of the same basis. So 3, then 1. So 3 plus 1, that is 4. Now notice that the power here, the power 4, is simply the number of conversion, or the number of year. 3, 3, 2, 2, so there's 1. Okay, so for the T year, our new capital is P times 1 plus I raised to T minus 1. So this means the amount before the year. Okay, times plus I times P times 1 plus I raised to T minus 1. So if you are going to take the common factor, if you are going to take the common factor, you will have this. And the simplified form is P times the quantity 1 plus I raised to T. Therefore, the compound interest formula is S equals P times 1 plus I raised to T. In the derivation of the simple interest formula, we were able to know that there's a single conversion. We use a single conversion in a year. However, the agreement between the lender and borrower varies for so many reasons. Now, if there will be more than one conversion in a year, then the nominal rate I shall be divided by the frequency of compounding. And in this case, our compounding period is represented by a lowercase letter n. So the nominal rate I is divided by the number of compounding periods. Hence, the formula becomes S equals P times 1 plus I divided by N. Then our number of years is multiplied also by N, because N is the number of conversion periods in a year. So you have to use that one, this n, as our multiplier of the number of years. Before we proceed using the compound interest formula, let us recall our previous lesson about simple interest, and let's have this problem. Accumulate 5,000 pesos at 9% for 7 years. So the given here is 5,000, the interest rate is 9%, and the number of years is 7. Again, what is required is the maturity value. For the first solution, we have interest equals PRT, principal times rate times time. Then we substitute principal by 5,000. The interest rate is 9%. So 0.09. Then the number of years is 7. So the interest is 3,150. Then to get the maturity value, we use the formula F equals P plus I, principal plus the interest. So substitute principal by 5,000 and interest 3,500, you get 8,150. So the maturity value is 8,150. For the second solution, the formula we use is F equals P times the quantity 1 plus RT. If you are going to distribute P to the quantity, you will get P plus PRT. So PRT is just our I here, the interest. So you can use this one. In this formula, you can get outright the maturity value of the investment, meaning to say the total amount. Okay, so substitute P by 5,000. Then the interest rate, that is 9% or 0.09. Then time is 7. So you will have 8,150. So in this solution 2, again, you get outright the total amount, or what we call maturity value. Okay, in the next illustration, we have this. We are going to apply now our formula. If 10,000 is deposited in a bank that pays 4% compounded quarterly, what is the maturity value after 3 years? So our given here is 10,000. The actual interest is 0.01. That is because the nominal rate, that is 4%, is divided by 4. So 4% divided by 4, that is 1%. And in decimal, this 1% is 0.01. And the number of conversion periods is 12 because compounded quarterly. So there are 4 conversion periods in a year times 3, that is 12. So we have to use the compound interest formula. We have S equals P times the quantity 1 plus 0.01, and the sum of 1 plus 0.01 is 1.01 raised into the second power. You will get this one, 11,268.25. Therefore, the maturity value of 10,000 invested at 4%, compounded quarterly for 3 years, is 11,268.25. Next illustration, find the accumulated amount if 30,000 is invested at 8% compounded for. Okay, we have here a comparison of our calculations. The investment of 30,000 for 2 years compounded with single conversion, because the first calculation does not mention how many conversion periods in a year. So it's understood that there's a single conversion in a year. Now, for the second calculation, we have quarterly for 2 years. So there are 4 conversion periods in a year. Okay, so we have here the given. Then let's have the solution for 1 year. So you have S equals P times 1 plus 0.08. As what I said earlier, 2 years does not mention this time. This problem, this first calculation does not mention about the number of conversion periods in a year. So there's a single conversion. It is to be understood that there's a single conversion period in a year. That's why we have here 0.08. So 1 plus 0.08, you have 1.08. So you raise it to the second power because 2 years. Okay, so you will get 10,000 times 1.1664. You get 11,664. For the second solution, the second calculation, compounded quarterly for 2 years. So the interest is 2% or 0.02, the actual interest, because 8% is divided by 4. And the number of conversion periods is 8 because 4 times 2, that is 8. So using the compound interest formula, so we have P times the quantity 1 plus 0.02. Then the sum of 1 and 0.02 is raised to the 8 power. You get 10,000 times 1.17. Then you have 11,716.60. So we can see that if there will be more conversion periods in a year, the more amount the investment will get. Next illustration, Pedro deposited 400,000 pesos. Such amount was left to accumulate at 10% compounded quarterly for the first 3 years and 13% compounded semi-annually for the next 3 years. So there will be a total of 6 years. So that is the problem that we are going to find out. No, we have to find the total amount of the deposit at the end of 6 years. Total amount meaning to say the capital plus the interest. But this is different because we are using compound interest formula. So for the solution, for the first 3 years compounded quarterly, we get 400,000 as our capital and the actual interest is 2.5 because for the first 3 years, the nominal rate is 10%. 10%. So you have to divide this one by 4, so you get 2.5%. Then the number of conversion periods is 12 because 3 years, then there are 4 conversion periods in a year. So 4 times 3, that is equal to 12. So you have the formula. So P times 1 plus 0.025. The sum of 1 and 0.025 is 1.025. You raise that one to 12, the number of conversion periods in 3 years' time. So you will get this number. In this particular illustration, we do not yet round off the equivalent of 1.025 raised to the third power. The purpose is to get as much as possible to get the accurate result when it comes to decimals. So for 400,000 times this, you will get 537,955.53. So this is the total amount in the first 3 years. Now, for the next 3 years, compounded semi-annually, we have, so the total amount in the first 3 years is the capital. Then the actual interest is 6.5 because the nominal rate is 13%. Semi-annually, so you divide 13% by 2, you get 6.5%. Then the number of conversion periods, semi-annually, 2 times 3, so 6. Now, for the solution, for the result, we have S equals P times the quantity 1 plus 0.065. Their sum, 1 plus 0.065. This is 1.065 raised to the 6 raised to 6. Then multiply the result. We have here a long decimal, the equivalent of 1.065 raised to the 6th power, long decimal, so we do not round that off for the same reason that we want to be as much as possible accurate in our final answer. So multiply this by 537,955.53. You get 784,953.67. So we can see that the investment has almost doubled. So there's a big difference in using simple interest. Now there's a difference between simple interest and compound interest. Again, in compound interest, every centavo in the investment earns interest. But in the simple interest, it is only the capital that gains interest every conversion period. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you gain something from this, and kindly help us disseminate this one and help us have more subscribers, particularly the learners.